Max Pattis got the news. Start with Neo. Yeah.
Trusted Black News.
The Black Information Network.
All right, so Neo, musician, singer, over the weekend, he appeared in an interview with Gloria Velez for VladTV, in which they criticized parents for allowing their children to have a say in their own gender identity from a young age. So
I love it. Criticize.
I know. So here's the
Mario Lopez got in trouble with this.
Yeah, he did.
Did he apologize?
Probably.
He did.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy that we
It's Mario
have
Lopez.
literally less than 2% of the country dragging everyone around by the fucking short hairs.
Yes.
It's insane. It's insane what we become, but it's everyone's fault but mine. Go ahead.
So here's Neo talking about it. Here's the original clip.
If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him rock with that,
Right.
he's 5.
Right. And where did he get that
If
from?
you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah. So
It's
Neo,
funny.
father
It's
of
the
5.
same people arguing that they want to raise the age that you can purchase a gun to 21, but if
Correct.
you want to get your cock cut off at 7.5,
They're cool with it.
They're totally cool with it.
Well, I
it's
would
a little
say
inconsistent.
When I was a kid, I loved RoboCop. That's my favorite movie. I wanted robotic arms when I was 7. I told my dad, I'm like, take me to the doctor, put robotic arms on. My dad went, you're 7. When you're 21, if you want robotic arms, feel free to do it. But at 7, I'm not going to rip your arms off and put robotic arms on.
I wanted a
Can you
robotic
imagine
cock.
Can you imagine if he allowed me to do that? Then when I'm 21, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I have robotic arms. He's like, you wanted it. You were 7.
yeah, it's insane.
It's insane.
So I did a video last year where I had a hidden camera, and I went to UCLA and had a fake petition for a 5-year-old girl of color who wanted to medically transition, but her bad parents wouldn't let her. Will you sign this petition to support a 5-year-old medically transition, not putting a dress on, medically transitioning? And they all signed it. I got
Wait, a boy to become a girl.
a boy to come and go cut off his
Castration,
dick,
all that.
the whole
Right.
thing. And I'm telling you, they all signed it. At one point, this girl goes, wait a second, how old? I go, okay, I finally found it. I go 5. He goes, oh, that's old enough to make that kind of decision.
Oh, my God.
This is on camera. Okay,
It's insane.
on camera.
So
Yeah.
the story continues.
So yeah, story continues. Neo gets some backlash,
Right.
And so he, I'll say in quotes, releases a statement, and it says, after much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. And it's a long apology. And
By the way, the sort of after much reflection, it sounds like a Maoist struggle session, like it's so Orwellian. Like
It's literally what it is.
It's literally. I always think of that Twilight Zone thing where the kid's wishing everyone into the cornfield, and it's like, it's a real good thing you did, Bobby. It's a real good thing. It's a real good thing. You turn that guy into a Jack in the Box. That's a real good thing. It's a real. You arguing with it? No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing you're doing. It's so fucking crazy that people, after much reflection, and I also like
it's a teachable moment.
I like when they want to educate
better
themselves
educate.
too.
He did say that. He said, I can better educate
But don't
myself.
most people, like I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's not coming from him.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
a PR team.
Well,
I assume most people are like, oh, this is all crap.
Doesn't matter. Your name is on it. You are responsible for that comment.
Correct.
Well,
That
it
is
came
your
from your
comment.
social media.
That's what you think. So
Yes.
he gets very upset because that was PR, and he announced it. So he makes a video of himself, and he says, look, I want to make this clear, quote, from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. And this is the video he posted from his car.
What's going on, loved ones? This is Neo. All right, listen. I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question, okay? I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So, with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important. They're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine, all right? Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Neo. Peace and love.
Good video.
Get some fucking asthma, baby.
Get some asthma.
Good video.
Although I would say this to Neo, like if I was in his camp, what did he say? It was 43. He's starting down the road. You ever see pictures of Michael Jackson's dad, Joe Jackson?
Yes, the one certain surgery.
Yeah. Had a sort of penciled in mustache and a kind of weird eyes. He's heading toward, he's not there yet. This is where I come in.
Come on, this is a Neo celebration day. Let's not pick at his faults right now.
I do this because I love. You know, I'm saying.
Trying to help him out.
You are at a crossroads right now, and you could start heading toward Michael Jackson's dad, Joe Jackson, who's the most evil man in the world. And I always wanted to say to Joe Jackson, the most evil man in the world, why are you wearing that mustache that is the evil man's mustache?
Yeah.
It's second only to the Hitler mustache in terms of evil, and that's been, mitigated by Charlie Chaplin to some degree. Sorry, Ami. I know we're getting controversial
not to be confused with Joe Jackson of Stepping Out.
Right. Not the white English Joe Jackson, but if you can find, you'll see a picture of Neo and a picture of Joe Jackson, and you'll go,
the villain mustache?
He's starting to go down that road. And what I want to do is just intervene. I just want to go,
helping
you want to help him out.
Here's where it ends. Here it stops at Joe Jackson here. So let's just move it on. Carl Weathers or something. Let's pick another guy and shift gears.
You're just here to help.
I'm here to help.
Okay.
I wouldn't be talking if I didn't care. So, yes, he is doing what a larger and larger group of Americans are doing, which is this. It is an interesting social phenomenon that you essentially have something transgender that represents not 1% of society, and yet they, through people's sort of foibles and fears, and everyone doesn't want to be called, a misogynist or transphobic or whatever it is, have convinced all of America to apologize for saying the sanest, most sober comments on the planet. That's an interesting sort of social phenomenon,
especially when the majority of the people think just like that. So who's he apologizing to?
This is basically like me walking into a huge cafeteria at a military academy and going, I know you guys all like ribs, but I like bean curd. And me just fucking confident, and everyone handing me their plates of ribs. Like, here's your bean, here's your ladle of bean curd. And everyone just sitting there, thousands of people just eating fucking bean curd. And they're going, I like ribs, but shh. You have to issue an apology for saying you liked ribs. How did it work? Should we just beat the shit out of the guy who's trying to force the bean curd on us? Why did we listen to it?
I think you have to be at a level of success, which Neo is, big producer, musician, but really producing now, where he's like, I'm good. I don't need to
F me money.
I don't need to carry this.
Better than F you money.
F me. Like, he has because of that, he has more at risk. Look, I don't have that much at risk relative to him. He has more at risk. So I thought that's a pair of balls. Because he's not in a situation where he can say, fuck you guys.
See, I think he is.
Oh, really?
I think so, with his producing and all that stuff.
How much do you think he's worth?
Getting royalties. I bet a good amount.
Like a quarter, like a centimillionaire?
Yeah, I bet. I would imagine all the
Well, we got
producing
to
he
check
does.
his net.
Now, if he has
CelebrityNetworth.com.
now if
No.
he's worth 100,000, it's like, man, that took balls.
Well, somebody's got to work out the chart because you make $0 to $14,000 a year. You can get up on your roof with a crossbow, light the arrows, and fire it at UPS trucks, and no one's like with a Schlitz between your legs, and like no one will say anything because you're like an empty bag. You get to do what you want. But then you get between like 14 and 56, and now you work. You're a teacher, you're a postman, you have a cop, a fireman, like you have a job, and you better fucking zip it because they'll come after you. Then there's a kind of in-between money where what I always call FU money, where it's like, I make a few $100,000, I say what I want, I don't care. But once you get into F me money, that's multi-millionaire.
See, and I don't think that's brave. It's brave. To your point, it's brave when the guys have something to lose and do it. Like if Chris Pratt did it, right? Where he has these big movies, he's like, nah, I'm not apologizing on this. Like, man, they're gonna pull your movies. Like, that's fine. That's usually brave to me.
Yes, he has something
when you
to
have
lose.
FU money and they're like, no, you guys need to stick by it. It's like, but if I stick by it, man, I'm not going to be paying my mortgage. Like, I'm going to have to start carrying the toll like they're asking.
By the way, your scale is way off.
Yeah.
On FU money? Are you crazy?
No,
you
not
do not
not
have
a
FU
couple.
money 100.
No, I didn't. No, you can.
FU money, you're in the tens of millions to have FU money.
Well,
In the
yeah,
bank.
you're right.
Yes.
It's higher. But
FB
it
money
depends
is the
if you
hundreds of millions.
Yes.
If you work for somebody, yeah, and living in California or New York, you're fucked too. They're parts of Kentucky. We have Neo's only $9 million, so he doesn't have F me money. He has a little bit of FU, FU money.
Yeah.
We have Neo
It's
and
brave.
Joe Jackson.
It's brave.
Let's see if we can pull this off.
That's there. Yeah,
There's some there. I would argue
he
that's
could play
not
Joe Jackson in a movie.
the Neo. The Neo from the car is probably a better version of the Neo I was talking
Neo's
about.
mustache still a little thicker.
Yeah, look, you get him from the car. Just do a still from the car, and I think we'll see some of it. All right, so no more apologies, right?
It's tough to say because if you're in Hollywood, right, and you got this
does
big movie.
It hurts though, right? Like it.
What do you mean it hurts?
Like for instance, like Jennifer Aniston's apology. It's just like, oh, I didn't.
Yes, can we stigmatize the pussies who apologize about everything? Like if we could do that.
Aren't you just drawing more attention to it?
No,
too?
but Jennifer Aniston doesn't care that the public's like, oh, you pussy, that's weak, you apologize. She just wants to stay in the cool kids club, in the Hollywood club.
Well, she wants work. Yeah, no, she needs work.
That's what she. I don't know if she needs
Well,
it because
she wants to
but she
work.
wants to be with the cool kids.
Absolutely.
If she was like, yeah, listen, I like that. I didn't know what's going on there. I don't think it's anti-Semitic. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Then she probably doesn't work another movie. She'd be fine.
Yeah, and she does have.
She wants to
FB
stay
money.
with for the Friends money. You kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
She wants to stay with the cool kids. That's all she cares about. We need those cool kids to become the ones that don't apologize.
Do we? By the way, I've been struggling with this thing on that tweet, right? But the killing Jesus thing.
Yeah,
Are we?
Jamie
So
Foxx.
where are? Yeah. Look, I am not one who jumps on that's anti-Semitism. Like it needs to be clearly anti-Semitism. Where? I mean,
He said they. And also the Romans killed Jesus.
Yeah. Look.
So they's up for
an interpretation.
Yeah.
Well, I think that.
Well, Ami, as a representative of all Jewish people,
Yes, as always, I always am. Look, if the intent was in fact friends and not Jews, I can accept that. I totally accept that. The problem is that it's when I heard that from those kids at Canton McStrauss, it is something which has gotten millions of Jews killed over the centuries.
Yeah, I get it.
So the question is, like, what I can accept that it wasn't anti-Semitism,
But he put the hashtag
he did
about
and,
friends,
and that's what made me think maybe he really did make a mistake.
I don't.
Like, where do you guys sit on that?
Yeah. All right. It seems weirdly specific, and sadly, there is a history of the black community and anti-Semitism. So
Even very recent.
that
with
doesn't.
Kanye. You're talking about Kanye?
Cardi
And
B,
beyond.
Ice Cube. I can go on.
Cardi B?
Dude, yeah, just
Really?
recently.
Oh yeah, and
and threw that
Jew-
microphone at a Jewish person.
and
water at a
Ilhan
Jewish
Omar and all the squad and everything that Rashida Tlaib and all. There's a whole bunch of
massive
it.
list.
It's a massive list.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon was a massive one.
Right,
Deshaun
so-
Jackson. I mean, go on and on.
it's kind of the problem is
Boy, it's a real problem.
when you're like
I'm always keeping tabs.
I've got a list, dude.
setting the table with this, then it does kind of make you go, because like you don't really hear it out of the Asian community. So if George Takei said something, you'd kind of go like,
Like,
what
whatever.
does he mean? What is that thing? It's not like, oh, another one of these
Like Chris
incidents.
Laxamana.
Right.
Because Jamie Foxx is a famous.
You kind of go,
Black guy,
but
yeah.
but then bigger. I don't know why we taking this to X or Twitter. You got a beef with a friend?
It was on Instagram story.
But do we know what the actual history? Like, is there an example of a friend fucking him over?
I don't know, but why do I have
It was
to present
just Jamie
that?
Foxx being emo, I think. And then
But do you think that apology's okay? Because anti-Semitic's never cool. And if he was like, "Whoa, hold on, that's not what I meant."
That's fine.
My bad. If you thought that's not what I was saying.
I'm okay with that.
Then that explanation, I'm like, that's fine. You're not towing the line to please Hollywood.
Yeah,
This
fine.
he's like, whoa, I have some Jewish friends, man. That's not what I meant. They just notified me that this seemed anti-Semitic. Not my intentions. My bad.
I'm
Then
right.
I'm cool with
I'm
it.
Where do we
I'm cool
land
with
with
if you
Jennifer
posted
Aniston?
If you posted it and you meant it, though, you would double down on.
The thing about Jennifer Aniston is that she didn't know his intent. She just saw what it said, which was they killed Jesus, which usually means read Jews.
Right.
Look, I don't think she's anti-Semitic. Right? I mean, I never heard of anything about her being anti-Semitic. I think she just.
I think she
Saw
read the
Jamie Fo-
comments and was like, oh, man, they're really pissed. And I bet her agent was like, oh, you already did it. Thank you. Click.
Yeah.
Would you think she was just Jamie Foxx? Everyone's rooting for him. He had that horrible
Yeah.
illness, and now he's on
Just
the
support
mend.
whatever
And
he
so
does.
I was
I would
like,
like to
I'll
think
just
so.
click
Yeah.
like if I see Jamie
be.
Foxx
I would
on
like
there.
to
Could be.
think so.
We
Look,
have Neo from the car.
Let's see Neo.
Yeah, I'll give Jennifer Aniston the benefit of the doubt.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
There it is, yeah.
I told you it's coming, people.
Yeah, if Neo was caught in a fire, it looks like he's melting. dude.
Neo is 43. Joe Jackson 79 in this fucking picture.
Fair point. Fair point.
I'm telling. Listen to me. I didn't say he was Joe Jackson.
He's headed that
I
direction.
said we're at a crossroads,
Yes,
Neo.
that's fair.
And one lane goes toward Joe Jackson, and the other goes anywhere but Joe Jackson.
Towards Usher, yeah.
So toward Usher.
Yes.
Now, we're going to have to map out your next 28 years. And I would suggest getting off the Joe Jackson road. We can start with simple changes like the facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
These
straightforward.
publicists, they don't need to worry about any apologies. They need to get him on the right path.
The penciled in skinny Carnival Barker mustache is not helping the cause, whether you're offending the trans community or beating on your own kids. It's just not a good look.
And we're not saying Neo did that.
No.
That
But
mustache
I'm
should only be on Wario from Mario. That's it.
I'm saying, and the big gold hoop earring, Joe Jackson.
The necklace is pretty
And a
similar.
leather hat.
That leather Gucci hat's pretty lit.
Really just go. He went downtown, went to the CNR clothier, and just went, look, is there an outfit that makes me look like I'm beating my kids? And they went right this way, Mr.
And I just
Jackson.
walked, wait, let's give us this leather hat.
Oh, yes, I need a leather hat. What else? Well, we have a jewelry line here. We can have 3 chains and 1 big hoop.
Has he ever talked about it? Like being the kids? Is he like, it is, look what I built though.
You can't argue with track record and success, though, right?
No.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
can't.
It's like with Terrence Crawford. I don't know if you watched that boxing match. Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. It was like the biggest boxing, number 1 pound for
Right.
pound versus number 3. And Crawford beat the hell out of
Right.
Spence. They were interviewing his mom before the fight. I don't know if you guys saw this. And it's an ESPN interviewer, and they're like, so what made Terrence special? He's grown up. She's like, since he was 2 years old, every morning he woke up, I told him he ain't shit. You're all, oh, wow, that's interesting.
Right.
And then she goes, yeah, and then I would pay the bullies in the neighborhood $10 if you beat him up.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
he was 2 years old, and you're like, okay, that's interesting. I was like, I bet Terrence Crawford's like, yeah, it made me tough. I love my mom. And they're like, how do you feel about it? He's like, it's really sad. I was a kid.
Right.
It's fucked up. And you're like, oh, this is a sad story. This is very sad. I feel bad for Crawford. It's not a positive story. Because for every Terrence Crawford, there's 100 million kids where their parents just suck, tell them they're not shit.
Yeah.
And they don't turn into
Right, they're not
Crawford.
cashing that check.
No, they're not millionaires.
I think there's tape of Joe Jackson somewhere talking about opening a can of whoop ass on his kids. Because I just have a vague recollection that I don't know if it's in print. I don't know if it's on tape. I just remember him like bragging about whooping up on his kids. It is unthinkable when you have kids to think about hitting
Insane.
them. Isn't it weird?
Insane.
Is it though?
Some days are tough, you know.
Like I told my, like I haven't beaten my kids, but I told them like if there was gave me a reason to, I would. I just haven't. They haven't given a reason.
How old are they?
Well, now they're like 21 and
you
but
know,
they were kids. I mean, they were, you know.
I just realized I have a bizarre
We all got beaten, right?
Carolla tradition.
Yeah, I'd not beaten, but
No, I never.
Really?
no.
Well, so here's an
Chris?
No, not
Am I the only one who got belts taken out and smacked around?
yeah.
Camus Strauss too. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
here's an interesting coincidence. I'm one of the few people I know who was never struck by my own parents, but hit by two other parents of friends on two separate occasions. So most people are hit by their own parents the lion's share of the time, but they maybe a dusting of someone else's parent. I'm goose egg with the parents, and I got 2 for 2 with other people's parents, and I realize I have never struck my daughter, but the her I don't know what to call her. Well, think of it. Her nanny. Her nanny has hit her. And
What?
Which is Guatemalan.
yeah, I said, yeah, it's in the blood. I said, why'd you hit her? And she said, she spit in my face. And I said, oh,
Okay,
I said,
well.
okay,
Yeah.
I said, good. But now I realize that not only was I struck by other people's parents, but now I have a daughter who carries on
It's a
the
gene.
legacy
Yeah.
of never being touched by her own parents, but hit by other adults.
Did Grandpa Munster hit you?
Yeah, Grandpa Al Lewis hit me, and Roberta Messick.
Now,
hit
did
me.
the nanny just like slap her? The nanny's like, I give her a right hand. She won't forget.
I don't know if she balled it up, but I completely.
I'd have some questions.
I
all I'm
condoned
saying.
it. I see. She got to me because she thought my daughter was going to get to me and starts crying, and like, you know, that lady hit me, and then I was going to care, you know. But the nanny got to me first and said, I just got to tell you. Oh, by the way, Roberta Messick, after she hit me, went and got to my mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't fucking get this bitch involved with this. Like,
What are you doing? It's already bad
Look,
enough.
you smacked me. I got
Yeah.
low self-esteem. I'm not
received.
talking.
Yeah.
But she went and told my mom, and then it got all weird and uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you know.
But spit in the face?
That's Natalia spit in her face? That's hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
She was a little Tasmanian devil, and she just, you know, out of reaction, just whack.
That's
right?
fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
I have hit a couple of kids that I babysat for. They're real shitheads.
Really?
They know they deserved it. Yeah.
We have a clip of Joe Jackson on Oprah, or talking to Oprah.
Dressed the exact same
Yeah.
way.
He has
Don't
he has a
dress
look.
like an evil pallbearer.
Yeah.
Like, you're being accused of being a bad dude. Why dress? You know,
gotta lean into it.
Wear fucking floral print.
Yeah.
Like,
Something friendly, man.
Joe, are you
Is
a
he petting
summer?
a cat underneath
Yeah.
that screen?
Yeah. Can you just, you know how Magnum PI would dress? Like some flip flops and some drawstring
Yeah.
pants and a Hawaiian shirt. Like, go ahead,
He
Joe.
needs a Tommy Bahama sponsor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here he is. Sorry.
You know, I was beaten as a kid because that was the culture. That was the way we were raised. And so was that the way you raised your children?
Beat or whip?
No.
Same thing.
It's the same thing when you have welts on your back.
When you said beat.
I know. So you're taking issue with the word beat, right?
I'm taking away with the word whip.
With the word whip.
It's
So
worse.
what would you say that you used to discipline your children?
Flip flop.
You might as well admit it.
Yeah.
That's the way black people raise their children.
Yes. I'm just asking you. You can
Fantastic.
answer that
And
for me, can't
white
you?
Jewish
Whether or
people.
not he used.
He
Yes.
used the strap.
He used the strap.
Yes, he did
Yeah.
use the strap.
So let me just ask you this. Knowing what you know now, would you do it differently? Do you think you would be a different kind of father?
I would have punished them by whipping them with a strap or something when they did something wrong. It would have kept them out of trouble, out of jail. My kids never been in jail before. 9 kids never been in jail.
That's a good. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. That's good.
And
That's the
straight.
children, but
Do you regret those strappings on your children?
No, I don't.
You don't regret it.
No, because it kept them out of
See?
jail.
Because it
and
kept 'em
raised
out of
them
jail.
right.
He's
and-
got a lot in common with Neo.
Have some
He does
asthma.
not fucking walk shit back.
You can't apologize.
and by the way, in defense of me beating that kid I babysat, he had a fishing rod and he flicked it at me and hooked me.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
fishing
How
rod.
old were you?
15, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're all 44.
Did you also notice that Joe Jackson not only had a chain, but like the kind of chain they give you on the sideline of the NFL when you intercept a ball?
Yeah, like a Master P chain.
Giant medallion.
He wants you to know he means business.
He had like a 4-foot anchor chain with a huge zodiac medallion.
What does strap look like if that's his necklace?
I do love that mindset. It was like, Joe, you got to wear a suit and tie. What am I going to do with my chain? Well, you got to wear a suit and tie. Oh, then I need a huge chain that can just drape over my
We
suit.
need a bigger chain.
I need a bigger chain.
My formal chain.
But also, she's like, do you regret it? And he's like, have you heard the Jackson 5?
Right.
Are you kidding me? No.
Yeah. The big hoop earring, the penciled-in mustache, the sort of mafiosa.
It's the villain
Frank
starter
Sinatra, everything's
Like,
black.
I hate sympathy. Look.
And just the kind of arms folded and tilt, that thing where you tilt your chin down and then stare up, like, I'm brooding over here. Again, doesn't like, look, all right, let me just say, we talked to Mark Garagos earlier in the show. Mark Garagos, if he has a client and they're like going in front of the judge and they're like for aggravated assault or something, it's like, I got a nice pastel cardigan in the car. Just go ahead and slip this.
Let's make you look a little
Slip this
friendly.
powder blue cardigan on.
Let's get a nice salmon on you.
Yeah,
Maybe a peach.
Yeah, your Pitbull shirt that says "Bad to the Bone" on it. Let's go ahead and take that off, and we'll put. Doesn't anyone do that with Joe? We're going to sit down with Oprah. She's going to talk about you beating on your kids.
He doesn't care, dude.
That's what I love.
That's
about
what's gangster.
He had F me money.
Yeah, he did. I like how the wife was like, "There's no reason to lie. You can just, we've made it. Just tell him what you did."
This is the first news item, right? We haven't gotten off the first news item?
No,
All right.
we're done.
First and last.
We're done the whole show.
That's good.